My name is Masharia. I'm a CEO and founder of TechAfrica Data Analytics Center, and mine is this small, okay? This small. So right now, we can all agree. I think right now it's beyond a debatable point that the world is going digital, right?
Yeah.
The world is going AI, so to say. I'll give you two examples, quick ones. Number one is a tech giant called Microsoft. Okay? So we are talking about remember the topic is about AI, right?
Yeah.
So we have Microsoft and we have Equity Bank, right?
Yeah.
So two different entities or ecosystems, but I want you to compare how they approach the future, and then you let me know what you think, okay? So recently, Microsoft has ordered all their staff not to use cloud, okay? Cloud is an AI platform, okay? So they've ordered them not to use any cloud services. And the reason being, their employees are basically the fees that they're using to pay for AI are way too big than the employees that they were supposed to replace. So they just said, oh, okay, to hell with that, let's bring back all those employees that we laid off, okay? That is number one. Number two, we have Equity Bank. So Equity Bank is currently spending over 90 million in educating their workforce on AI skills. All right? So those are two giants in the different contexts, but their approach to the future is quite different. All right? So today we have been talking about vision. All right? And when you think about vision and AI, right now there is some bit of confusion. Nobody exactly knows what we are doing with AI. They just say, just type, just prompt, all right? So the reason why I gave you those two examples is because of what we do as TechAfrica, okay? If you look at Equity's example, they are taking what Sir Charles has taught us today to importance. They're treating it with importance, investing in the people. Because when you invest in the people, then they don't need to look confused. And the reason why cloud was abolished in Microsoft is because everybody is prompting anything. And you know, there's one thing in AI called hallucination. Okay? So when you ask AI to give you an answer to anything, Sir Charles here has said that if you don't know where you're going, then any road is okay, right? It's the same with AI. So if you don't know what you are asking from AI, then any question is relevant, all right? And I think it was Simba who talked about tokens, okay? And that's how AI platforms earn, by giving you tokens or basically allowing you to use those tokens to answer a few questions here and there, and that's how they earn those subscriptions, okay? So if you look at Equity, they decided to approach the future by first of all investing in the people, because when the people know exactly what they are doing, then they can be able to save on the costs that would have probably been incurred when somebody is asking AI, give me an essay of what, to do what, saying what, talking about what, all right? Or give me a report, and then you give it a CSV file or an Excel file containing customers' data, okay? And then you tell it, give me a report. So those caveats are what is making the difference in how people are approaching AI. Now, the thing is, all of us here are African, all right? And one thing you might have noticed at one point in your life or right now is that we don't have AI platforms built for African context, right? You'll find a lot of AI have been trained on African data, but they don't necessarily fit the African context, right? So that's the problem that we are having. Now, I am assuming that most of us here have been to an 844 system. If not, you have been to that British system, right? And one thing that you have always been taught is to cram or to learn something in readiness for an exam, right? That's what we have all been taught, that you're learning this so that you can be able to sit for an exam, and when you pass, you're good. You don't need to know that stuff again. But what we have not taught ourselves and we have not taught our kids is how do we apply what we've learned. And how, when you learn how to apply what you've learned, that's called a skill, okay? And we are calling it a skills gap. There's a skills gap in Africa where you find we have a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. We have professors, we have doctors, a lot of knowledge. They possess a lot of knowledge, but all this knowledge is not being channeled into a skill. So you find somebody who knows about AI, but they cannot use it effectively, okay? So what we are doing as TechAfrica is trying to figure out a solution as to how we can help these people. Kila mtu hapa alisoma kisengele nyuma, kisengele mbele, mofimu, yeah? You learned all that stuff. But probably in your field, you don't use that stuff, okay? So that's knowledge, not a skill. But somebody here has learned driving skills, okay? And they can go out there and get somebody who's stuck in probably having some seizure, and they help them drive them home, right? So that's a skill, and that's the difference, okay? So what we are trying to do as TechAfrica is we are trying to revolutionize how we have been learning. We want to eradicate that system of learning where you learn to be knowledgeable about a certain area, and we want to give you that skill that makes you an outstanding person, okay? So that's the service that we are offering. We are trying to help people learn about AI and use that skill to build an AI that fits the context of our market, okay? You want to know how you can use AI in that half acre of land that you have back at home, or your mom or dad has back at your upcountry home, right? But the AI that we have nowadays is talking about geomapping. How do you geomap a quarter of a land? Yeah? Because that AI has been built for a purpose that fits very large tracts of land, right? So what you learn is how do you now put your knowledge in AI into a context that befits the purpose, okay? So that's what we are doing, and we don't just do it for students or for people who are just off school like most of us here. We also do it for companies. So just like Equity has invested in their workforce, also if you have a workforce, let's say for example you are a CEO to a company like myself, okay, and your company is doing some stuff that you have no knowledge of. Does it make you a good leader or a bad leader? If you don't know what your guys do, you only know I need to approve salaries. Does it make you a good leader or a bad leader? So if you're here and you're looking to be able to start a business, and we have said that the future is in AI, is in tech, and is in energy and agriculture, okay? The future is in those fields. So you need to be able to understand how your workforce is being able to use all these skills that we are training. So it's also important for you, equally important for you, to be able to understand how you can be able to use these skills to your advantage. All right? Sawa sawa?
Yes.
Tuko pamoja?
Yes.
Yes, so that's what we offer. We offer data science training. We offer AI training to people. So if you want to upskill, if you want to get into AI, if you want to learn a skill of the future, TechAfrica is your place to go. Tuko sawa?